Hey y'all, I know you're watching this video on Chat Sports YouTube channel, but if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan and you want videos around your team and your team only, then go ahead and check out our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/Cardinals TV. To make it easier for y'all, I'll also put it in the description. It'll be down in the comments, so if you're a Cardinals fan, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. If you're looking for the latest Arizona Cardinals news and rumors, you're in the right place. Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, ready to walk you through the biggest story going on right now around Arizona, and it's around future Hall of Fame wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald. So Fitz, he spoke with Jim Trotter this week, and Trotter went ahead and tried to put together some of the pieces of his important conversation with Fitzgerald in terms of whether or not he is going to return to Arizona or he's going to go ahead and retire. So the report right now out there is that Fitz, he's still undecided on whether or not he does want to play again, and I get it. He's 37 years old. He's been contemplating retirement now for probably the last 3 years, but it would be kind of difficult for him to walk away because he's still at least able to play at a halfway decent level. Now, he's never going to be the legendary wide receiver that he once was, but for a Cardinals team still trying to win now, it might be a little bit difficult for him to hang up the cleats. It seems like one of the issues, though, it does come down to money, and this is what Trotter had to say on Larry Fitzgerald. Money talks in these situations, and Larry Fitzgerald is a true businessman. So when I saw that, I was like, all right, well, last season, Fitz went ahead and made about $11 million in 2020, and if he wants to play this year, I'm a believer that the Arizona Cardinals should reward him and give him that money. Is he actually worth $11 million at this point in his career in terms of what he brings on the field? Probably not. But everything that he has done from an organizational standpoint, I'd make the argument he might be the most important Cardinals player of all time, and also what he's going to be able to bring to your locker room really carries a lot of weight. So last season, 2020, 54 grabs, 409 yards, only one touchdown. You definitely saw a little bit in terms of a drop in production. It could be one of the biggest reasons why the Cardinals went out and signed free agent wide receiver A.J. Green. It could be one of the reasons why they went out and drafted Rondale Moore from Purdue in this past year's draft. But for a team standpoint, when you look at this Cardinals wide receiver depth chart, I mean, I can make the argument you're looking at a top 5 unit here. DeAndre Hopkins, best in the biz. If A.J. Green can stay healthy, we know what he can do. Love the juice that Rondale Moore brings. A lot of teams would crave to have a fourth wide receiver like Christian Kirk, and then you also have elite speed and Andy Isabella. So, 5 very solid receivers. So, the question that I am going to go ahead and bring up here around Larry Fitzgerald is this is a tough situation. Not only is he a good dude, not only is he a legendary player for this organization, but you have to consider the fact of, do you go ahead and bring him back right now? So go ahead, be the GM, let me know. Should the Arizona Cardinals bring back Larry Fitzgerald? I want you to go ahead and type B for bring back, or I want you to go ahead and type L for let him go. I'm going to go ahead and say B, bring him back, but that is only and only if Larry wants to come back. One of the things that has made Fitz the great professional that he is, he wasn't always the most athletic player, but you know what? He worked his tail off, and he was the hardest working dude, showed up first, and if that changes, then that does worry me a little bit. The Cardinals, they have $11.3 million in salary cap space, so if Fitz was like, hey man, if you guys are just willing to give me the contract that I made last year, sure, the Cardinals might have to still move around a few little pieces, but they do have the money to be able to make it happen. So last season, he averaged only 7.6 yards per catch, and let's face it, that's just kind of what Larry Fitzgerald's going to be right now. Now, there's some people out there that have kind of rumored him being like, well, maybe he could play that tight end role because Arizona doesn't really have a tight end, and Cliff Kingsbury doesn't really use the tight end all too often. But I'm telling you what right now, if you're trying to pick up a first down or if you're in the red zone, I don't know if there's still anybody out there that has more of sure of hands than Larry Fitzgerald. But you've definitely seen the decline happening. 2019, he actually had a halfway decent year, 804 yards. 2018, a little bit down year as well, 734. But again, he's never going to be that 100 grab guy. If you're going to go out and bring him in, realistically, you're hoping for 40 grabs. Hopefully, he can pick up 20 first downs and to really help you extend those chains. So I don't know about y'all. I'm pretty superstitious. And then I'll shout out to The Office, because anytime I hear superstitious, I just think, oh no, I'm just a little stitious. But what I want you guys to do right now, I want to see Fitz back on this field. Not just because I'm a fan of him, but he makes the game better on and off the field, in the locker room, all that good stuff. So I'm asking for a favor. I want you to go ahead and like this video, and if we can get to 100 likes on our Cardinals channel, it'll be the very first video that ever does that. So don't do it for me, do it for Larry Fitzgerald. So when you look at some of these career numbers, I mean, this is mind-boggling, right? 263 games, 1,432 grabs, 17,492 receiving yards, an average of 12.2, and then 121 touchdowns. Anytime you talk about Fitzgerald, you have to at least bring him up in the conversation of where exactly does he rank in terms of the all-time greats at the position. In terms of most career receiving yards, the only person ahead of him is the GOAT Jerry Rice at number 1, and as y'all can see, he's got a pretty substantial lead. But then you got Fitz. He's the only other receiver in NFL history to have over 16,000 receiving yards. Then you got T.O., Randy Moss, and another great Isaac Bruce. So, like, when in terms of where exactly does he rank, let me know. What's your legend status here on Fitz? Is he a top 5 wide receiver of all time? And coming up here in a little bit, I'm going to give you guys my top 5 rankings, but seriously, think about it, because this is what makes Chat Sports original. This is what makes our shows great. I want you to go down in the comments. I want you to go ahead and defend Larry Fitzgerald, because there's going to be a lot of Cardinals fans that are like, absolutely, this guy's a top 5 receiver. And there's going to be a lot of other people like, well, I don't know if I can go ahead and put him in my top 5. So coming up right now are my top 5 wide receivers, but before I get to that, Y for yes or N for no. Here are my top 5 wide receivers of all time. I got Jerry Rice at number 1. In terms of overall numbers, it always comes down to the GOAT there. At number 2, I have Calvin Johnson. I'm going to put Johnson there because from a physical specimen standpoint, I do not believe there was a better wide receiver in terms of size-speed combination. Randy Moss, 23 touchdowns that 1 year with the Patriots, was able to do it with a lot of different franchises as well, from the Vikings to the Patriots. Didn't do it with the Raiders. And then you got Don Hudson and then Steve Largent. Largent was the very first player ever to get 100 receiving touchdowns. Now, again, I wasn't around for either of those guys to watch them, so it's hard for me to put them over Fitz, but Fitz to me is probably number 6. Terrell Owens there is probably sitting there at number 7. If you guys always find yourself looking for free videos around the Arizona Cardinals, please look no further. Go ahead and hit that big red button and subscribe. YouTube.com/Cardinals TV. So if you're watching this on our Chat Sports channel, if you're watching this on our Arizona Cardinals channel, please tell your friends. The more subs we get, the more videos we can do around all these amazing teams. So it's simple. More subs, more videos. So take a second out of your day here, look underneath the video, and click that big red button that says subscribe. Coming up now, we're going to get into some Larry Fitzgerald destinations. And I know for a lot of Cardinals fans out there, they don't even want to think about the possibility of Larry putting on another jersey. I mean, it would be really difficult, right? I mean, there's no doubt about that. So what you guys are going to see here are the top 4 teams, or I guess I should say top 4 destinations, if you will, for Fitz. At number 1, it's Arizona. There's not too much of a secret here. Then he's just going to simply retire. He's not going to go to another NFL team. Before you guys just absolutely pull your hair out and call me every single name in the book, the reason why I'm going to go with the Chiefs and the Vikings as these 2 other potential destinations, if he wants the chance to chase a ring, maybe he feels his best opportunity is Kansas City, and they could actually use a wide receiver. The Vikings, he grew up in Minneapolis. I don't know if he's a Vikings fan or not. I would imagine he's a Cardinals fan at this point, but hey, it's my show. I wanted to go ahead and mix it up a little bit. Here's what Jim Trotter had to say on the Cardinals, though still wanting Fitz, and why I still think that the Cardinals have the best possibility. What I do know is the organization definitely would like to have him back if he wants to play. They like the energy he brings to the franchise. They like his presence in the locker room, and here he is the key part. They like his ability to make catches in crucial situations. So what do y'all think? Where's Fitz going to play in 2021? Is he going to play for the Arizona Cardinals? Type C. Maybe he's going to go to retirement. Go ahead and type R. If you think it's going to be another NFL team, go ahead and type O. It's Cardinals or bust at this point. It's Cardinals or retirement, and that's the way it should be. So go ahead, let me know where you all think Larry's going to play. I'm hoping, though, he suits up for Arizona.